What's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review I want to look at the Batman Unlimited New 52 Barbara Gordon Batgirl. I thought I was going to really like this figure because the other Batgirl figures have been pretty decent, pretty solid overall. They're pretty popular figures, and this one is new and was supposed to be improved, but there are quite a few problems with it, so I'll point those out as we go. It's still a decent figure overall. I'm going to say I do recommend it, but I will make note of the problems. First things first, she stands, see if I can say that, she stands at 6 inches tall to the top of the bat ear, so she's pretty much in scale with the DC Universe Classics figures. A lot of new parts though, almost everything is new. She does have the same hands that we've seen over and over again, which are really horrible. That really bad gripping hand that has little tiny fingers, and then that really tiny fist. And then the head is the same, at least the face part. I'm pretty sure the hair is the same as well, but the head itself is definitely the same as the one we saw before. New paint scheme, obviously, so it's okay. She does kind of have a big forehead, kind of weird proportions, but still decent. Her cowl part that comes down here, the old one used to drape over the shoulders a little bit. This one does not, and it makes it look like the head's sitting really high off the shoulders. And I think it is probably sitting a little bit too high, but that cowl makes it an even more, or the top of the cape, I guess, whatever you want to call that, it really exaggerates it and makes it look a little bit off. She's got completely new sculpted torso and arms and gloves and everything with detailed pattern in there, kind of like armor or whatever you want to call it. The bat is raised up and painted well too. The gold's really nice gold. Overall, the paint's pretty good on this figure. The purple on the cape, not a bad job. But here's some new things. For the shoulder, there's no bicep swivel. It's just the disc, ball disc for the shoulder there. And then a single hinge for the elbow with a Hasbro Marvel Legends style rotation there, which I'm not a fan of. I don't care for that very much, and it doesn't really do the figure any good. And the elbow joint just barely makes 90 degrees, so I don't care for that too much. Standard wrist swivel on the wrist. Mine came with 2 left upper arms. It's not that noticeable. I didn't even notice it for a while, but if you look closely you can see that it's supposed to be on the other side of the figure. So I'm having a replacement sent out to me, and hopefully that one's not screwed up. She has no waist twist and no ab crunch. She has this diaphragm joint that nobody really cares for on any figure ever, and this one's probably one of the worst they've ever done from any line. It has almost no range of motion at all. You can barely twist it, and it has no forward and back or side to side, so it's just about useless. It is all new sculpt though, so I guess that's a good thing, kind of. Again, the belt is sculpted on, there's no waist twist, there's nothing there. The legs are all new. Same style of articulation, so they do go out like that and forward and back, but they're really loose and just kind of unimpressive. They'd be okay if they weren't misshapen, because there's like no shape to them at all, and they're really loose, so that's no good. The thigh swivel is down here, which is okay. That's not really too much of a problem. Then it has a single jointed knee, and that's as much as you're going to get out of it. So I don't know what they were thinking. You can hyperextend it, but that's as far as you can go that way. And I checked, spinning it around doesn't make it any better. This is how it's supposed to be, so they just made it really bad. The boots are soft. Instead of being sculpted on like they were before, it's a soft material, and I don't care for that because they're misshapen. And it just, I mean, I guess it would look okay if it was done well, but they just didn't do a good job. Also, the legs, or the boots, have the swivel in them like the arms, and that doesn't really accomplish anything, so I don't get that at all. They added articulation for no reason and didn't make the knee joint that is normally there as good as it should have been. She's got really big feet that have a single ankle pivot. So there's just not... Overall, the figure looks okay, but once you start to look at it closely, you're going to be kind of unimpressed. So I can't say 100% that I recommend it. If you're a Batman fan, I do recommend it because it'll look fine on a shelf. And it's not horrible. If you're not going to be too picky, you're not going to really have any problem with it. Like I said, though, once you start to get into it, then you might find some problems. So for those people, I'm going to not recommend it. For the other batch of people, which makes up probably the majority of the collectors, then I will recommend it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this figure in the comment section below. Don't forget to stay tuned for more figure reviews and more custom figures coming in the future. And in the meantime, keep collecting.